again, dressed in black, staring wide-eyed at me. My cigarette dropped and I took a step backwards. Then it got more terrible. She raised an arm. And she silently pointed at me.
And the alert comes on to tell me that someone sitting in the seats doesn't have the seatbelt on. There's nothing weird about that, Tanya said. We're sitting in here and we don't have a seatbelt on. But Todd said, the alert is on for all of the back seats too. Jump over, Jem shouted. She was already climbing the fence.
She was climbing my face.
She was climbing my face. Got very sexy.
Welcome to episode
105.
105.
105.
105.
105 of Ghost Huns.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you.
It's Hannah Bitchkovsky.
And Susie Breeze.
Oh my God, fun. Actually, I'm going to put my hat
Jesus.
on. No, because look, I've got...
Oh.
Some people are like, where's your merch? We haven't got any merch anymore, do we?
No.
But I will wear it to show it off because those people
Yeah, it
who
looks
have
great with your T-shirt as well,
What do you
actually.
think?
Looks really good.
Thank you.
You look like a director.
I do.
Yeah. Director vibes.
A director who's like got a girlfriend and a boyfriend.
Yes!
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I nearly did that.
Yes.
Booyakasha!
Yes.
West Side!
West Side Story or Rat in the Kitchen.
Yeah, good for you. Okay, well, we've got tarot.
We do. Hang on, I have some talking points.
Oh, go on.
So just don't get carried away, all right?
Sorry, apologies.
Because it is my turn to pick a tarot. But I've got some talking points for you. Okay, Hannah.
Yes.
This Christmas, me and the family are going to Nuremberg.
Really?
Yes.
Is that German?
It's German.
Right.
Have you got any tips, pointers? Because we're going on the 21st and we're coming back on the 26th.
Wow, you're spending full Christmas
Yeah,
there.
we're doing a German Christmas.
Oh.
And we're going to Nuremberg for the 21st to like the 24th.
Yeah.
To get the Christmas markets. Apparently the best Christmas markets in the world.
Yes.
And then we're going to go to München, which is Munich, and we're going to have...
I love Munich.
I've never been. Can
You're
you tell
love
me...
Munich.
Tell me about it.
It's
tell me a story.
Oh, it's more about the gay bars, really.
Oh, I'd love to go to a gay bar.
Yeah, I went
Me
to
and
the
Hugo
gay
can
bar.
go.
It was really good. The gay bars in Munich are very, very nice. We had a
Are
really
they?
lovely time. I was quite pissed the whole time I was in Munich. But
Was it
what
a fun
I will
city?
say, it's all right for a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's very small and there's not...
Is it?
There's a lot... I mean, it's obviously steeped in history. There's a lot of like...
She's not just political.
No.
She's historical.
It's just as a nice Hitler tour if you want to go and do that.
No, I think I'm all right on Christmas.
Yeah,
Not to do a Hitler
it's a
tour.
bit Hitlery, Munich.
Well, I
that's
think
where
Nuremberg is as well. I think both are quite Hitler heavy.
Yeah, and you've decided to go there.
Yeah,
for
huge
one of
Christmas
the most magical,
But,
magical days of the year.
To be honest, I
That's-
don't think the Hitler vibes will be there on Christmas Day because I don't think they'll be running any tours, will they?
No, I hope not.
Ideally not.
Really, although it'll give the Jehovah's Witnesses something to do.
Oh, yeah, I'll happily go around town with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they not celebrate Christmas Day?
No, they
Oh,
don't. No.
right.
I'm intrigued to hear how this goes because the idea of going away for Christmas just gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies.
Oh, I can't wait.
Really?
Yeah, we're staying in like a nice Marriott.
Oh no,
'cause
you'll have
Hugo's
a
got all the
nice time.
points.
Yeah.
So
Where are you going to go for Christmas dinner?
Hugo's booked somewhere that's open.
nice.
I can't remember where, but
Oh, okay.
I just think it's going to be quite an
It'll be
experience.
different. Yeah, lovely.
Do you know what I
it'll
mean?
be great.
Yeah, Christmas markets. We're going to like this brass band concert thing.
Oh.
It's going to be all like mulled wine, or what do they call
Yeah.
it? Glühwein.
Yeah, something like that.
Glühwein.
Yeah.
And do you speak any German? I don't.
9.
Nine.
Nine.
9.
9.
Well,
No,
there
I
you
don't
go.
speak
So,
anything.
and
Wow,
also,
that's
Huns, if you've got any
exciting.
German Huns listening, tell me where I should go in
Yes.
Nuremberg. Where should I have my coffee? Where shall I have my
Yeah.
pretzel? Apparently, there's a really nice pretzel place.
Oh my God, the fucking German breakfast.
Oh, what's that?
It's the white sausage and the pretzel and the mustard.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
Oh, do you know what
me.
I've booked? I've booked the oldest Bratwurst house in the world. So this is
In the
it's like
world.
it's like 1700s or something,
Yes.
and it's proper old sausage. How
The world's oldest sausage.
The world's oldest sausage.
Oh
Will
my
be in my
God.
face. For the 22nd.
Sausage queen.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Yeah,
sausage queen.
queen for the day. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm real excited.
Make sure you get your hat and your
Yeah.
coat that makes you look like a German.
Oh, the Swedish
DJ.
mafia.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
going to be so
cold
exciting.
and Bradford and
Yeah, lovely.
yeah.
Oh, you'll
so-
have a lovely. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Germany myself, but
Are you not?
no, it just gives me.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like it.
Really?
Anyway, you'll have a stunning time.
I think
but like
so.
Munich's beautiful,
Is it?
and like it's so
For
nice
a couple of days, and also I imagine like a city like Munich would be quite empty on the streets. We could just wander about
you
and
can
like take
dick
it all
about,
in.
have a wine,
Have a
go to some different
wine.
bars, some
Hot
different...
wine, lovely pretzels.
Yeah, there's all of like the
sausage,
beer houses.
the beer house,
Beer
and
house.
the sauerkraut that you put into
Oh
your
yeah,
sausage sandwich.
Yeah, AKA hot dog.
Yeah, but you know how much we like a hot dog.
Fucking love hot dogs.
Remember that fucking hot dog?
To be
that,
fair, which one?
Stephen made.
Oh my God.
Do you remember?
Yeah, but we were not.
No,
fully-
listen.
We'd had a few drinks. We couldn't
So,
we
I
couldn't
need to pick a
legally have
tarot.
driven.
Have I got anything else on here? Oh yeah. The other thing I wanted to say is,
Yeah. Sausage queen.
sausage cream. There's a few bar instructors. So I do bar class every now and then. There's a few gay bar instructors who I'm desperate for their approval.
Oh yeah.
Do you know? I don't know what it is. I feel
Yeah.
I turn into teacher's pet, and I just want them to
I
praise me.
completely understand what you mean.
You know,
Yeah.
because they're like gorgeous, and if they say gorgeous
Yeah.
to like Sophie over the way, I'm like.
fuck off, you slag.
I'm like trying to bend my leg round my head and I can't. And like
Yeah.
Sophie's like twiddling and pretzeling and I'm like,
Yeah. I think I'd rather fist myself into oblivion than go to one of those classes, quite honestly.
really?
But when I was shooting my advert the other day, the director was just a lovely, gay, wonderful man.
Yeah.
And he was just so funny and so like lovely. And I was just like, oh, I just want to be mates with you forever.
Yeah.
And I hadn't learnt my lines before I got there. But they had given me the script like 2 days before.
Right.
And I was on holiday. So they were like,
Right.
don't worry about learning your lines. We'll just feed them to you.
Mhm.
So I got there and he was like, right, just need you to learn this bit. And I was like, okay, I'll go and do that now. And I
Yeah,
put myself
the
under so much pressure
approval.
to learn my lines.
Yeah.
And then I did it and he was like, and I
Yeah.
was like,
and
it
that's
gave
the
me
validation
shivers.
you need.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
oh my
it's
God.
weird.
I was like,
If it was some boring fucking straight man, I'd be like, why? You can fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yes.
Whereas, and this particular instructor at one point went, gorgeous to me. And I genuinely was like, I got shivers as well,
Yeah,
and it made
shivers.
my whole
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
And at the end, he went, well, you're really good at bar. And I was like,
Oh my God, so you're very flexible, are you
well,
now?
it's not even flexi. It's just about like you hold your leg in a position, you go,
Right.
and it's like, it's kind of like an evil burn.
Oh, right. I see.
But he said I was good. I think he did that because
Oh.
I'm new to his class,
Mm.
and he could tell I was desperate for validation.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think he,
He
says
wants you
that to all
back.
the basic bitches.
Well,
But,
listen.
Josh, thank
Yeah.
you because you made my week.
Was mine a Josh? No, it wasn't.
Really?
No, I don't think
We love
it
a
was.
Josh.
But I felt exactly the same. I was like, I know that he's not doing. He's
Yeah.
trying to just keep me.
Yeah,
happy,
they know
so
what they're
carry on.
doing.
Yeah, he doesn't give a
These
fuck.
gays know what they're
But
doing.
like when he followed me on Instagram after, I was like,
Oh my God, my one didn't do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
My one. It's like their wildlife.
No, there's actually a gay vet called Sean who I followed on Instagram because he runs the Beaver Project in Ealing.
Oh,
And I
God.
really want him to be my friend.
Yeah, go and just turn up.
No, I have already.
The Beaver Project sounds like a low-budget porn film.
Yeah, and I'm there.
The Beaver Project.
Anyway, should I pick a
Yes,
tarot?
please. Yes, if you wouldn't mind, please. Gorgeous. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, really take your moments.
Your moments, that one.
Oh, what's that then?
And I'm going to tell you whether it's reversed or not. Never had this one. I was about to throw my phone at you. Catch. Oh my
Thank
God,
you.
stunning catch.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
Spider-Man.
If a gay man had said that to me, I
King
would have
of
said-
Wands.
I think we have had this, haven't we?
Have
oh.
we? I just don't think we have.
Oh.
So, like, you had Empress last week. Oh my God, there's a gecko in it. And a lion behind him.
Wildlife.
Again.
Hashtag wildlife.
I'm such a
Where's
wildlife
this fucking
witch.
king of what?
King of Wands. King of
Where's
Wands,
that king?
bitch.
Okay, did you have it upright or reversed?
Upright, actually.
Natural born leader, vision, entrepreneur.
Shut up.
Yes. The King of Wands sits on his throne holding a blossoming wand in his hand, a symbol of life and creativity.
Oh my God.
His throne and cape are decorated with lions and salamanders, both symbols of fire and strength. The salamanders biting their own tails represent infinity and the ongoing drive to move forward against all obstacles.
But that's because I said strength, because I'm good at bar.
Yeah.
That's actually really fitting.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we've had the Empress and the King of Wands.
Yeah.
The two best cards.
in the
tarot.
pack.
Yeah, so that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. Strap in world.
Strap in.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely buzzing with that. Can I give one last
talking point to you?
Yes, and it is to do with wildlife.
Yeah, go ahead.
And then, okay.
And then I'll do a story.
What I want to say is, Hannah, I think that we should be a change for good. Yeah, because I think
I don't like where this is going.
No, I think we should get political, right? So, me and Neil are going away for a little trip to Great Yarmouth, right? And I was looking up places. I was just looking up things to do there. I was like, what is in there? Yeah. And then I found this place called Thrigby Hall Wildlife Gardens.
Oh, God. You two are going to be fucking sick to death of wildlife.
Listen. It has tiny enclosures. All the animals look depressed. There is a parrot that is so bored, it's pecked off its own feathers.
Oh.
Now, I think I want to report it. I want to shut it down.
Yeah, shut it down.
I want to shut it down and I want to start a movement. If there's enough Huns with me, does anyone know this place? I had to look.
So
I wanted to look up like how you can report, because like, loads of people have gone and been like the tigers are in like a room like this big, and all the animals are like they just walk in circles. Isn't that awful?
That's horrible.
And I don't like it. And I'm like, I can't just free them, can I? Into Great Yarmouth, but I think we should all collectively shut it down.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for like putting them in their new home.
No, we do.
That sounds like an
future plan.
Actual like Zoolander.
So,
not Zoolander.
Hannah, would you like a tiger in Stoke? Is what I'm saying. Will you accept?
Well, I am going to have a farmhouse, so actually,
yeah.
Maybe I should have the tiger.
If you could house a tiger, that would really do me a solid.
Fine, yeah, no
problem. Because I just got really upset by it, and I was like, I just think if enough really people write in and go, that's not acceptable. If you have been, tell me, is it as depressing as it looks? Because I might go, but I don't want to pay the money to go in. And do you know what I mean? Because I want to go in, take photos, and then report
you can do that and just pay it just for that.
I hate it. Anyway,
Bastards.
So that's my political point of the day. Now do you have a story?
Sounds really sexy for your couples.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, shut up! I'm taking photos of the tiger.
Put that parrot down your pants. Come on.
Hot.
No, that does sound horrible, and I hate that, and we should do something about it. Start what's it called?
Conglomerate.
No.
A movement.
Signs everything.
A change.org.
Change.org. What's it called?
Petition. What did you say?
Protest. Petition and protest, yeah.
Oh, can't wait.
Okay, you ready for a story?
Yes.
Let's go. One day, a couple, Tanya and Todd, went out on a date. They'd been temping bowling and to go and see a mediocre Disney film at the cinema, and now they wanted a bit of privacy. So they drove to a hillside, known to be a good spot for young couples for fingering et al. Et al. Latin. A few hours later, the sun started to go down. Todd, I've got to go home soon. If I don't, I won't make it to my curfew, and then I won't be able to go to prom. And Michelle S. will be prom queen. I can't let that happen. Michelle S. is a big shithead, and I just can't let that happen, Todd.
This is Jennifer Coolidge when she was young.
Todd laughed. Don't worry, babe. I'll get you home in no time. You know the horsepower on this thing? Tanya rolled her eyes. He could be such a doofus sometimes. I think this is American. She was proved correct a few minutes later when it became apparent that Todd was lost. They'd made a wrong turn and found themselves on a road that they weren't familiar with. It was already late though, so they continued down the narrow road until they found themselves in front of a tunnel. They definitely hadn't passed through it on their way in, and it was definitely creepy, but it was the only way they could go. They slowly drove through the tunnel. Bang! As soon as the darkness enveloped the car, something hit the rear window. Startled, Tanya turned around. What in the godforsaken fuck was that?
Godforsaken fuck?
she said. She couldn't see anything. There weren't even any other cars behind them. As far as she could tell, they were completely alone in the tunnel. Bang, bang!
Jesus.
Todd began to speed up in an attempt to get out of the tunnel faster. Bang, 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 bang. It sounded as though thousands of things were striking the car from all directions. Todd pressed his foot harder on the pedal. They wanted to get to somewhere with other people as soon as possible to find out what was going on. The tunnel ended after what seemed like an eternity, and shortly thereafter, they found their way to a small gas station. Servo? At the side of the road. The two got out of the car and felt relief as they stood under the bright lights. But just as they were gathering themselves together to get back in the car, the woman noticed there were handprints all over the windows. They were of all sizes and shapes, and there was barely an inch of space on the glass that wasn't covered in handprints.
It's fucking Kate Winslet again.
It's Kate Winslet again. Oh my God, I didn't even realise.
She gets all over the place.
She gets around.
She gets around.
Shaken, they asked the gas attendant to clean the car for them. Todd's dad would go mad if he bought the car. Todd's dad would go mad if he bought the car back in that state. Todd and Tanya sat back down in the car. Todd switched the engine on and squinted at the dashboard. That's weird, he said. What? Tanya asked. The seatbelt alerts. It recognises when someone's sitting in the seats, and the alert comes on to tell me that someone sitting in the seats doesn't have the seatbelt on. There's nothing weird about that, Tanya said. We're sitting in here and we don't have our seatbelts on. But Tan, Todd said, the alert is on for all of the back seats too. Todd and Tanya felt a cold fear creep up their spines as the attendant carried on scrubbing at the car. He cocked his head and laughed. Sorry, folks, the man said. I'm an idiot. I've been scrubbing at these for ages, but now I've realised all of the handprints are on the inside of the car.
Oh, no.
The end.
Oh, very good.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Todd and Tanya.
Todd and Tanya.
Shit.
I can just see them now. That is a film I would watch.
Well, also, didn't we want to make a movie about, you know, when the dash shows you when it's like they've got those
mine
little,
does that all the time.
What do you call that when it shows little figurines?
Yeah,
of people
because
that
it's like if you've got
sensor.
if you've got a really heavy bag on your passenger seat, the car you'll have to remove it because the car thinks that someone's sitting in it. So it'll be like, oh, you need to put your seatbelt on, so you have to take the bag off. But it happens to all the ones in my back seats as well.
Oh, I don't like it.
And no one's fucking. And at night time when I'm driving on my own, it's horrible.
No, that's just another reason why I'll never drive. Okay, so this is a story that I wrote for basically our tour show.
Oh yes.
So some of you might have heard this, but I'm gonna go into it so we can share it with the world.
Yes, we should share them. We should share them.
Okay.
I can't wait for the stories that we did on this year's Halloween to come out because they were
feral. Yeah, absolute chaos.
Didn't help that we were pissed.
Okay, this is called The Train.
The Train.
My husband and I decided we want to move out of London and find a more quiet, rural and peaceful way of life. We'd met at law school and we used to long hours, toiling over cases back home and spending weekends working when we should have been taking more notice of each other and our marriage. When Chris slid a newspaper over to me one Sunday morning, tapping his finger on an article about the charm and beauty of Oxford, suggesting we take a weekend break, I said straight away and half jokingly, what about actually moving there? We both looked at each other, knowing in our hearts London would probably kill us if we carried on. Chris was drinking a lot and I was too. The timing was perfect. We'd been snapping at each other and I'd recently crashed Chris's Mercedes one night when I'd left the office late. I'm lucky to be alive. We didn't speak about it much, but we knew we were at breaking point. We did some research and settled on a beautiful house for sale in a town called Charlbury. The new start, it made us giddy with hope. The agent looked delighted when he handed us the keys on a cold, drizzly January morning. Good luck to you guys. I hope you're happy here. As I like to say, even the sheep here are living their best lives.
Very good.
I thanked him, put the champagne in the fridge, and we started our new life together.
Love that.
I took up a new job in a small solicitors firm in Oxford. After the crash a year ago, I'd gone off driving altogether. Luckily, our new home was right by Charlbury Station, and I could happily commute 20 minutes into town. The job was slow and mundane, just how I wanted it. My co-workers maybe sensed I had a bit of a black cloud following me and they just left me to it. I just wanted to switch off. It was a cold morning in February that I saw her on the empty platform opposite me, staring. A thin, dark-haired, pale woman. She stood very still and I could sense her eyes on me before I even turned to acknowledge her. I blinked, thinking once she saw me she'd turn away, but she just kept staring. I felt like I recognised her, but I couldn't place why or from where. She wore a long, dark black coat, and her long, straggly black hair fell in messy wisps across her shoulder. What startled me about her, though, was the menace in her eyes. As I stared back at her, a chill running down my spine, I heard the distant rumble of a train. Surely this was her train, I exhaled, relieved. She'd get on and that was that. But it was a cargo train passing through, and once it cleared, I saw she was gone, but where to? My eyes darted left to right, but she was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't get her intense glare out of my mind. I was distracted all day at work and I had a terrible night's sleep. A week went by, and then I saw her again. I'd stayed late at work, being the last one in the office and Chris out of town. I'd slipped into old habits. I went out to the local corner shop, I bought a bottle of wine in, and I settled into my work. Feeling fuzzier, softer, and safe around the edges many hours later, I bid goodbye to the security guy, and as I alighted at Cholbury, it was just after midnight. I'd just about made the last train. The rain was pattering down and the air was cold. I glanced up and down the platform and, seeing no one, I lit a cigarette and gulped the last of the wine from my bag. Once the train had disappeared into the distance, I felt just how isolated I was. I puffed on the cig and shut my eyes. I wondered if we had made the right decision after all. It was so quiet here. I opened up my eyes and I jumped out of my skin. On the opposite platform, she stood there. Again, dressed in black, staring wide-eyed at me. My cigarette dropped and I took a step backwards. Then it got more terrible. She raised an arm. And she silently pointed at me. Her eyes grew even wider. I started to run, and she started to run at the exact same speed, copying my run on the opposite platform and never taking her eyes off me. I realised without thinking I needed to cross the footbridge. Fuck. I came to an abrupt halt at the stairwell, and so did she. What the fuck do you want? And then I heard it. The train. I waited as the train pulled away and desperately looked around, and there was no sign of her. She'd disappeared. I could feel the alcohol soaring through my system. I turned round and I vomited into the tracks.
Oh no.
I stumbled home, and the next day I mostly slept off my hangover on my desk. My boss looked concerned, but didn't ask a thing. The last I saw of her was last night. I'm writing this down to try and understand what's just happened, and I wonder if she'll ever leave us alone. You see, a few weeks had gone by, and cracks were starting to show in our marriage again. Chris kept muttering awful things in his sleep, things like, I can see her, and she's here. I never told him about the woman on the platform, and I wondered if he was keeping secrets from me too. Something told me he saw her too. He looked tired and he wasn't eating much. I noticed the smell of whiskey on his breath more often as he climbed into bed later and later. I can't say I was much better. It was a Friday evening, and Chris had driven himself to the pub to watch a rugby match in our local pub. He muttered he didn't know when he'd be back. I had the house to myself. I opened up a crisp Chablis. I was humming to myself as I washed up, wiping down the surfaces, when I heard it. Just a car passing by. I didn't realise how tense I was. We lived down a little lane. I wasn't used to hearing fast cars. Sounds that I took for granted in London. Then I heard it again. A car speeding down the road. And then the thud.
Oh, God.
Of an impact against... Oh, I shuddered to think what. I ran outside. I looked out into the darkness of the gravel driveway. I looked out into the darkness of the gravel driveway and not a soul in sight. My eyes adjusted to the darkness. I looked onto the little country lane and I saw her. The woman from the platform. She was sprawled on the road. No. It couldn't be. Her arms were at funny angles and her cheek was on the tarmac, but her eyes were wide open and they were staring right at me. She started to rise. With jerking, creaking movements, she got herself to standing. Her long dark hair was tangled and wild. She stood in the middle of the road, staring at me. And then she did it again.
I don't like that at all.
Her left arm slowly came up, her finger pointing straight at me. Her mouth started to open wide. She started to walk towards me, but stopped. Her head suddenly snapped to the left. She was looking down the country lane. A car was fast approaching, the rev of the engine speeding towards us down the lane and the squeal of brakes as the car swerved. I watched as Chris got out my car. His eyes were bloodshot. He was screaming and whirling around. And there was no woman. There was no body. There had been no impact. But that night had played out again. The night of the crash. The woman I hit whilst under the influence. The woman we buried in the woods and vowed never to speak of again. She'd come back. I knew we'd never escape her, not even in our lovely Oxfordshire home. I knew she'd follow us and make us play that night again and again and again for as long as we live.
Very good.
The end.
Very nice.
That is a lesson.
It's a good story, that.
You don't drink and you don't drive.
No, well, that was a lesson last week as well, wasn't it?
God, we're
doing good.
very political.
We're saving wild animals.
We're saving animals.
We're telling people not to drink and drive.
Yeah.
God, we're too good.
I must say, morally, we're doing very well.
Morally, we're rich in morals.
Very rich in morals.
Rich in morals, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously.
Stell, do you believe in ghosts? Jem had been asking questions like this for the past couple of days. It was even more unnerving because it was Halloween. I didn't want her to think that she was freaking me out. Of course not, I told her as we walked down the street. Ghosts aren't real. Do you think that loved ones become ghosts together? Jemima, don't take this the wrong way, but will you shut the fuck up, please?
Yes.
What if friends die together? Does that mean that they stay friends forever? I let out a sarcastic grunt. I bloody hope not. It was bad enough spending all of that time together when we were going out. I certainly don't want to spend eternity with you, especially since you've given up gluten. Fucking nightmare. Jem didn't say anything. She was acting so weird. We'd gone out that night for drinks and she must have been necking the slippery nipples while I wasn't looking. She was getting so maudlin. Jem and I used to be a thing until we weren't. But we still had a good friendship and saw each other most weeks. If I was totally honest, I still loved Jem. I lived in hope that one day she'd forgive me. I was walking her home like I usually did in the hopes that the night would end in a kiss or some fingering. That's how we usually ended up walking past the wrought iron gates of Alswick Cemetery. Jem stopped at the entrance. What? I said. Come on, there's a shortcut to my place through here, you know that. I do know that, but there's not a cat in hell's chance of you getting me in there after dark, Jem. Jem ignored me and pulled open the gate. Come on, you scared, Stell? Of course I'm fucking scared. Haven't you seen any horror films? The lesbian doesn't stand a chance. I thought you said you'd do anything. I said, no. I thought you said I'd do anything I said, Stella. I thought you wanted to make it up to me. I thought you were sorry. Of course I'm sorry, Jem, but what does walking through a park full of dead bodies at night, might I add, have to do with making it up to you? Jem didn't say anything. She just stared at me. Then she turned around and walked in. I couldn't just leave her, so I went in and we made our way through the aisles of the dead. Then came a sharp snap. A branch falling, someone tripping over the concrete path, a reanimated body wrestling out of its grave and toppling its headstone. My lungs pinched shut, my feet grew into cinder blocks, every hair on my neck stood on end. I turned around and squinted into the distance. What was that? I whispered. Jem didn't seem too worried. Probably a bird. At night? Who cares? Come on, let's just go. I'm not, I stuttered. Come on, I'll look after you, Jen said, almost in a whisper. Do you swear? I said. I swear, Jen said, although she still had her back to me and I wasn't feeling any less scared. Okay, do the swear handshake then. Jem turned around. I thought she'd laugh and tell me not to be so stupid, but she didn't. She walked towards me, slowly holding out her finger. We grappled our pinkies together and then crooked our thumbs together and finally fist bumped. I swear, she said solemnly. We'd made up our swear handshake on our first date. We'd been to see a horror film. It had been my idea and it was utter shite. Jen made me do the handshake to promise I would never put her through such drivel again. She let go of my hand and carried on walking. She wasn't following the path anymore, though. She was walking towards the fence. On the other side, I saw something strange. Just 2 graves were on the other side. Let's go over this way. I want to show you something, she said. Before I could answer, I heard another twig snap. What was that? I whispered. I don't know. Come on, let's just jump over the fence. But then I saw it. A figure in the darkness, moving towards us. Fast. Jem, look. The figure was running and I started to absolutely shit myself. Jump over, Jem shouted. She was already climbing the fence.
She was climbing my face.
She was climbing my face. It got very sexy. Jump over, Jem shouted. She was already climbing the fence. I wanted to follow her, but I'd had a big lunch and I knew I wouldn't be anywhere as nimble as my athletic ex-girlfriend. There, Jem shouted. Go through the gap. I saw where Jem was pointing and there was a big space where some of the iron bars had been pulled away. I could squeeze through. It was tight and I had a big pair of tits. But I thought I had on a big pair of tits.
I just put on my big tits.
Put on my big tits. I thought I could do it. I was about to squeeze out on the other side. What sounds horrible. I was about to squeeze out on the other side of the fence when I turned my head to see where the figure was and saw it was only a few meters away. But that's when I recognised her. Paula, I said in disbelief. There was no mistaking her once I saw she was wearing an ironic, non-ironic Cheggers Party Quiz t-shirt. She used to be a big Keith Chegwin fan. Who else could it be other than Paula? What are you doing here? I said. I saw you earlier in the pub. I was worried, Paula said. She looked knackered. What are you talking about? Look, I know all this must have hit you hard and you must be feeling guilty. I feel it too. Paula, you need to leave. Me and Jem. Is that what you've been doing all night? Paula asked, a look of disbelief on her face. Have you been talking to Jem? I said nothing. Why was Paula looking at me like that? Come with me, Stella, Paula said pleadingly. We'll get you to talk to someone professionally. Please come with me. No, I spat. I want to be with Jem. You can't, Paula yelled. That double-decker bus sorted that, Stella. Look, it's not our fault. Of course it was. She'd never been running across that street if she hadn't caught us in bed together. Saying it out loud made it feel real, finally. My head swiveled around in search of Jem, in search of the love of my life, but she was gone. And then the realisation struck me like a whip. I looked down towards the floor. There was nothing there. Only hard, sharp rocks that would have cracked my skull open. Had I have gone over with Jem, I would have died. Will loved ones become ghosts together? The ghost of Jem had asked me. Does that mean they'll be together forever? I spun my head around and took one last look at Paula in a Keith Chegwin t-shirt. Then I felt it. A thumb hooking around my own. And one sharp pull. The end.
Oh my God, I love that.
A true love story.
Well, is it? Because why is she shagging Paula if that was the love of her life?
Well, exactly.
You don't cheat on
cheat.
the person you love.
No, you don't. I've never understood it, never will.
Again, we're morally very on our high horse.
We're so on our high horses.
You cannot cheat on the love of your life.
You can't do that.
You must not.
I'd feel so bad if I cheated on Adam. It'd be like kicking a puppy in the face.
Oh, I'd hate it.
That's horrible.
I would, and I would never.
Also, I just can't be arsed.
Yeah.
So,
when's the time?
I don't have it in me. Who's got the time for an affair?
Yeah. I can't go to a wildlife park with anyone else.
No.
I'm busy.
Oh, could you imagine? Would that constitute as cheating? Do you
Yes.
think? Oh wow. Yes, we take our wildlife very seriously. Do you have a creep of the week for us, please?
Oh, I do. But also, what happened? So she was in bed with Paula. Jem found them.
Yeah.
And then ran across the road in a huff.
Yeah.
And then double decker.
Hit her, yeah.
Bangy bang.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah. Bangy bang, smash,
Yeah,
smash,
bangy
dead, dead.
bangy smash smash.
Bangy bangy, smash, smash.
I do actually. Yeah.
Oh yes,
Shall
please.
I do the next part of ADERYN?
Yeah, let's do that. Lovely.
Because I feel like,
Yeah, we'll get yes.
we don't half-arse
Also, we get so many creep of the week through and we fucking love it. Please don't stop. But we do prioritise our Patreons first and foremost.
Yes.
So if you are part of the Patreon, then send your story in again through there. If you're not and you fancy it, come on over to Patreon. We can do your story sooner. But we will get around to everybody regardless of whether you're a Patreon or not. That's the end of my spiel.
Okay, so you do the creep of the week song.
No.
No, go
No,
on.
I'm scared.
Why?
I don't like it. It gives me
Creep
the
of the
ick.
week. Creep of the week. Creep of the week. Creep of the week. Creep of the week.
I hate
You
it.
need to get on
I hate
board.
it
Everyone
so
loves
much.
it. You're the only
I
one.
know, TM.
Okay. So ADERYN, this is from you, Pat.
You carry on, Liv.
Now this is the second part of the
lovely,
story.
yeah.
Now, we're really travelling further forward now.
Mm.
I can't keep it up, and I won't. Now we're really travelling forward further now. So
Yeah.
When I found out I was pregnant by my boyfriend, I immediately found a bigger place to live and moved in. Now, as I've earlier mentioned, I love all things spooky and have a shelf to dedicate to such things. My dad even made me a small circular coffee table with a Ouija board on it.
I love that.
Anything my dad makes me is a treasure, as he's an artist and a very talented one at that.
Oh.
Check his art out, please.
Well, if he wants to give us a coffee
in the
table
comments,
with
Dad,
it.
and give him a shout out.
Yeah.
I'll buy a painting.
Yeah.
When my son was about 8 months old, we cleared out an area downstairs that we can see from out of the living room to be his play area, where he can play but still kept an eye on. My boyfriend's mum is an angel of a woman and brought loads of toys over for our little boy, and many of them are secondhand. One of which was a little microphone toy with a piano attachment on it.
That sounds like it's fucking haunted.
I was off work and it's around 8 p.m, but it's summer, so it's still light out. I'll also attach a video I took.
Love that.
We're going to have to edit that in. Attach a video I took to this email and hopefully it'll send. My son is fast asleep and I just hear, "Let's play!"
No thanks.
in the most childish voice coming from one of his toys in the playroom. So I get up, freaked out because it hadn't made a noise in there all day, and I go and check. After watching the toy still going off, I approach it and go through all of the button functions, switching it off and on again, resetting it, checking if it's maybe a noise or motion activated. And yet not one of his built-in speech functions was "let's play." And the only way this toy would be activated by a sound is by physically pressing a button on it.
No thanks.
I then went through Marcus's other toys, and again, none of them had a "let's play" as one of its phrases. I tell my boyfriend, as he's as freaked out as I am, but we brush it off. The following night, however, it happens again at the same time. My partner witnessing it this time round, he switches it off and we ignore it for another 24 hours. The third night, however, instead of the toy going off at 8, the Alexa perks up from the kitchen and loudly proclaims, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that." And off that goes too. We don't hear anything for a few days. But then, as we're in bed and it hits midnight and we're about to go to sleep, we hear a sound from downstairs. "Let's play! Let's play! Let's play! Let's play!"
Fuck you.
I get my partner to check, and as soon as he gets to the doorway of the living room, it stops.
Rank.
In the bin, the toy goes. No, thank you.
Yeah.
A few weeks pass, nothing else happens for a while, and then, as I'm sat on the sofa with Marcus, I hear a loud swooshing scraping at one of my dad's landscape paintings on the wall by my spooky shelf. It's hanging from one corner of the frame on the wall, just swinging in place. I get up to check the hooks, as it was being hung by 2 adhesive extra strength hooks, which extra strength hooks we rent and aren't allowed to drill holes, and the hooks were still firmly in place in the wall, all intact, and a bit of thick rope that was keeping the painting hung was also intact and not snapped in any way. The only way this painting would have got into the position it did would have been if it had been lifted off the wall and left to hang like that on purpose. A few other little things have happened, but I've since taken the painting down. And then she's put here, "That's the longest email I've ever sent, but I thought I'd run over a few experiences. Hopefully they get onto the pod. That would genuinely be amazing to listen to. Hugs to you both, and a big thank you for making me feel less alone while in work." And I'll attach a video of the toy.
Well, thank you for sending it in.
From ADERYN, 25-year-old mum living off trusting her gut instincts.
Girl.
So we will, I've looked at the video already, and it's...
What does it do?
It lights up, it goes bloop, and then it goes, "Let's play!"
And that's not one of the...
No. It's fucking weird.
That is gross.
Yeah, we'll put it in.
Nah. Did you see that?
Lovely.
So,
Thank you so much. Now we have to move on.
I'm actually quite thrilled.
Yeah.
because
We get haunted, so you don't have to.
Right, well, I can't hear anything.
I think you've
Those
got the
aren't
wrong
mine.
ones, yeah. Great. Stunning.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to
Yeah.
play a game.
Yeah. Yes, please.
And it's going to be one of those games you played in school. I'm going to write a sentence, a horror.
Oh, yeah, I like
Then I'm
that.
going to pass it to you. You're going to write the next
I
one.
love that, yeah.
And then we're going to read it out as a story.
So
at
we're
the
going to
end.
get the ghosts to
You just have to
guide
clear your
us.
mind. Yeah. So what
Right.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to write.
Do I know the last word that you... I need to know the last word that
yeah.
you've...
What I'm going to do is write 2 sentences. You just can't see the first one.
Right, okay.
Then you'll write 2 sentences. I can't see that first one.
Oh, right, okay, fine.
Do you get me?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to...
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Clear your mind. Let those spirits guide you to writing down.
Okay, the first part of the story. Okay, here we go.
Okay, how many of these are we going to do?
And to be fair, we could do this and then cut it out and then we'll read it at the end to people. Okay, and we're back in. Hannah, please read out the story that has been sent to us from the ghosts in the room. Go.
Leanne presses her head against the train window. She can see a figure in the field. The figure was watching her through fingers over its face, but they weren't actually the figure's fingers. She realised they were hers. She was thumbing through her Bible. She felt like the devil himself had taken over her body. It was like that time she had a wank after her first boyfriend had come too soon. It was amazing. Leanne looked up to heaven and then swore out loud, "Fuck you, Jesus," she said.
Sorry?
"Fuck you, Jesus."
Thank you.
And then she jumped. She stopped, dropped and rolled, popped a goose head on her goose head hat on and lived her life happily ever after.
Oh, stunning.
Fucking hell.
What have we learned there?
Nothing actually happened, did it? But
no, I would say she's a very religious gal.
very religious gal. Yeah,
Yeah.
has a nice goose head hat.
And saw a figure, actually. She was just looking through her Bible.
Yeah, so she's got no fingers, only thumbs.
Yeah.
She's got a Bible. She jumped off the train, stopped, drop and rolled.
Yeah.
And then went on about her life.
For Leanne.
Lovely.
Okay.
Thank you so much. That was gorgeous.
Thank you
We
for
will
joining
see
us.
you next time. If you want more, go to Patreon. There's bonus episodes. There's ghost hunts. There's so much stuff on there if you can't get enough ghost hunts. And it's only starts at £4.50 a month, which is quite frankly.
Yeah, you get a lot for
You get a lot.
£4.50.
You get a lot of bang for your buck.
£4.50. You get the ghost hunts for that.
Crazy. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. We love you. Goodbye.